Trigger warning, this video features mentions of self-harm, suicidal ideations, and mental illness. If these are topics that you are sensitive to, please proceed with caution. I'm trying to get these videos done before the end of January, which is on Monday. But my brain just, it won't focus. And the video looks like shit. I know that I put these deadlines on myself, and not many people are watching my videos at the moment anyway, so like nobody really gives a shit. But I still just feel like I'm a big old disappointment. I have just left my therapist, so now I have to look for a new one. On the 13th of January, I started taking antidepressants again for the first time in 5 years. I turned 25 this year. I don't turn 25 until April. But I think I'm starting my quarter-life crisis early, because it is January 26th, and there has not been one day this year where I have not wanted to die. I'm not okay. G'day everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Madison Paige, and I am not well. For the last several weeks I have been depressed. As the title of this video would suggest, this is not the first time I've felt this way. However, the last time I discussed it was about 6 years ago in a similarly titled video, which I will link above and in the description below. Now, thanks to memory loss, I don't remember what I said in that video, but given that it survived the purge, I'm going to assume that whatever it was, I still stand by it. I have also had videos in the past that mention my mental health that did not survive the purge. This is because in them I discussed diagnoses, some of which I no longer have, some of which I didn't fully understand, and because I try not to spread misinformation in my videos, I thought it was probably for the best that I just take those down. In this video, I will not be discussing my diagnoses. I will only be discussing how I feel. Some parts of it will be vlogged. I found it quite helpful during these last several weeks, or at least since I decided to make this video, to just pull out my phone and talk about whatever I'm feeling or going through in relation to my depression. So that footage will be thrown in here and there. You know what my life feels like at the moment? It feels like, you know, Viola from Bly Manor? She sleeps, she wakes, she walks. It feels like that all day, every day. A lot has happened in my life over the last 7-8 months. My mum was diagnosed with cancer and underwent treatment. My cat died. As well as some other things that I don't feel comfortable discussing on the internet. Yes, I'm aware that is not a sentence I've ever said before, but I'm making an attempt at boundaries. Like I said, all of this began around 7 or 8 months ago, but I didn't really notice that I was spiraling until December. Because it was the holidays, I tried to put on a brave face, but as soon as New Year's rolled around, I was done. I didn't want to participate in life anymore. I stopped cleaning my room, choosing instead to sleep all day. I don't know if any of you are familiar with spoon theory. Spoon theory is a metaphor that is used to describe the amount of mental or physical energy that a person has available for daily activities and tasks. It was developed by Christine Miserandino and first demonstrated when she gave her friend a handful of spoons and then asked them to lay out their daily life, taking away spoons for for each task that was mentioned. Getting up was 1 spoon, bathing was 2 spoons, cooking and eating was 3 spoons, and going out was 4 spoons. So on and so forth. As a physically disabled person, I already have like a limited number of spoons. As a depressed person, that already limited number is further cut in half.
You see, the problem with depression is that there's good days and there's bad days. I thought today was a good day. I did many things. I felt very productive. Now I've finished my to-do list and I cannot stop having visions of me slicing so deep into my wrists that I can see my bones. I didn't have a nap today. Maybe that's it.
I have also been self-harming again. For me, in this stage of my life, self-harming looks like picking at my skin. And while that is unfortunately a habit I possess whether I am mentally stable or not, it gets so much worse when I am not. I relapsed with my... I don't even know what to call it. It's not a gambling addiction because I don't win anything in return. But I spend a lot of money on online bingo. I've lost over $2,000 to online bingo games. I was doing really well for a while, but over the last month or so I began spending money on it again. It turns out this is not uncommon for people with mental health issues. I saw a TikTok from a person who spent almost $100 on Candy Crush when they were in a bad mental state, and it was just a relief to know that I'm not alone in that regard. I guess that's kind of why I'm making this video, just so that, like, if there's anybody out there struggling, you know that you are also not alone. I've been trying to put together a list of reasons to, stay. And I wanted to make the last one something like, for me, for my future, whatever. But I also don't want to do that, because I feel like when I do stuff like that, I'm putting myself in a position to be someone's inspiration porn, if that makes sense. Like, oh look, Madison's had such a hard life, but she's so strong, she's so positive, she's whatever. And I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired. I don't want to be the reason people go, oh, if she can do it, I can, because I can't. I can't do it. I can barely do it. I'm really tired. A coping mechanism of mine has always been to imagine my future, a good future specifically. I've planned the details of my wedding several times. I've looked at houses that I can see myself living in, made entire Pinterest boards dedicated to how I would decorate said houses, chosen names for my imaginary children and pets, and planned elaborate imaginary vacations, and it's comforted me. Until recently. It's been very difficult the last few months to imagine a future for myself at all, and if I can manage it, it just makes me sad. I found even doing things in my real life that could benefit my future to be difficult as well. An example I can think of off the top of my head is my wisdom teeth. I desperately need them removed. I've even paid for the procedure. I just don't have it in me to make the appointment. I don't want to. A phrase I keep coming back to is, what's the point? What's the point in life and living? I'm not sure there is one anymore.
So I have this child in my life, and they really like my stuff. So like my lights, my tapestry, all of my things. And we were talking the other day, and they said, perfectly innocently, you know, when you die, maybe you can give me all of your stuff. And again, they're a child, so they didn't like mean anything by it. But I had to stop myself from almost giggling at how strange and funny the timing was. Because they don't know, right? Like, they're a kid. They don't know what's going on in here, for me. They don't know that when they're talking about my death, that for them is like something that will happen, you know, in the very far future. I am sitting in front of them, fighting very dark urges.
As for what I'm doing now, I'm not better. I don't know when I'll be better. I don't know if I'll be better, but I'm working on it. The first step is to acknowledge that something is wrong, and I did that at the very start of this video. I've successfully remembered to take my medication every day for over 2 months now. I'm still looking for a new therapist. I made a slideshow for said new therapist when I find them, which, by the way, none of you bitches on TikTok who suggested making one mentioned how fucking difficult it is. After spending like 2 hours writing down every trauma and issue I've faced in my almost 25 years of living, I was dissociating for a very, very long time. But that is where I'm at now. I am not well. I'm not okay. But I'm trying. And I think for now that's the best I can do.
This is for me to look back on when times get tough. These are the reasons that I can't kill myself. Number 1, I have to see my mum beat cancer. 2, I would really like to find a matching set that fits me both on top and down bottom. I gotta finish Grey's Anatomy. It's been, 18 years? It's far too late to turn back now. 4, several people in the United States and Russia have decided that Fame and Feminism is my best song, so I have to make more music. 5, I haven't dyed my hair all the colours I want to. 6, I refuse to put my brother and Nanny through the trauma of finding me. 7, I'm the only one that can tell them what their dad was like as a dad. 8, who's gonna teach Anna how to make her videos? 9, my dog won't know what happened to me. 10, I told Finn I'd go camping with him. 11, I have a couple of tattoos that are in need of some improving, and I simply don't think I can die before I get them improved. 12, I literally just bought Michelle Branch's The Spirit Room on vinyl. 13, I still have all of my grandparents, and I just feel like it would be like an extra slap in the face for them if I went before them. 14, I kind of want to get my full license. I feel like dying without my full license would be like dying a virgin, which is completely fine and valid. Sex isn't for everyone, but for me, I feel like it's one of those milestones that I would like to achieve before I leave. 15, who will Buddy show his cool new things to? 16, no more FaceTiming with Poppy for hours on end. 17, I think I want to travel. Not much and not far, but I want experiences bigger than what I can get in my tiny town, in my tiny country.
18. I have to keep adding to my collections. 19. I only just started taking semi-good care of my plants.
20. I'll never see the redwoods again.
21. The possibility of a happy and fulfilling future. Sure, I might be having a difficult time finding a wife right now, but she's probably out there somewhere. 22. I want to meet my friends' kids. 23. You know, I've never actually danced in the rain. But by God, have I always wanted to. 24. I don't think I finished trying all the iced coffee selections at the dairy. 25. Because I don't want to. I think I do. A lot. But there's a reason I've never actually attempted. I tell myself it's because I don't want to attempt, I want to succeed. So if I do, I better be damn sure that it's what I want. But I'm not. I don't want to die. I just don't want to do this anymore. I can't even tell you what this is. I just know I need something different, something more. But I'll never find that if I kill myself. So my 25th reason for why I can't take my own life in my 25th year of living is because I simply don't want to. Not really. Not today. And as long as I have this list, hopefully not ever.